Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is SimplyKrystelle. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me, and while I get ready with you, I'm going to be telling you all the BS that black women face. So I am going to be splitting this video into two parts because I don't want it to be super long. I'm thinking like 10 minutes each video or something like that, but I am going to be splitting it. So let's just get into all of this mess that black women have to face. Alright, so I don't have my eyebrows. I'm actually going to fill them in on camera, which I usually don't do. I wanted to use my NYX pencil because I haven't done my eyebrows with a pencil in a really long time, and I just got them done, and because I tweezed my eyebrows, I messed up here, so the lady should have taken off more hair than I was thinking. But anyways, so I just really want to make this video because it has been on my mind, and I've been like thinking of all of the things that black women have to go through, and when I mean like, when I say BS, I'm just saying like, just from like being viewed a certain way, having to act a certain way. What inspired me to make this video was the xoxo video. She made a video saying, I don't have privilege and that sucks. I don't have pretty privilege and that sucks. And a lot of what she was saying resonated with me because I'm like, what she's saying is true. Like, for example, she was saying about, you know, being black and pretty, and she was saying like, you know, like a Lori Harvey is viewed as prettier than someone that looks like her and I. And not saying that Lori Harvey is not black. She's black, but she has more so, like, she kind of has European features. You know, that's true, she does. Brows were taking way too long, so I just decided to do them off camera. Going back to xoxo's video, when she was saying that she doesn't have pretty privilege, I was like, you know what, that it is a thing. And I feel like black women we're not viewed as pretty as our counterparts. And if you are black and you are viewed as beautiful according to, you know, European like standards or whatever, you have to look a certain way. You have to look like kind of ambiguous, or you have to have like slimmer features, like a slimmer nose. Not you have to, but it's what's preferred. And I know people like, now times are changing and everybody's like, well, it's not the same how it was, but it's not so different from before. Like, I'm gonna take you guys back to 2006, to middle school. So 2006, well, yeah, 2006 I started 6th grade, and basically I had my friend who is, well, back then she is Cuban and black, so she's mixed. So with her, she has a looser hair texture, you know, lighter skin. And I just remember in 6th grade and throughout middle school, because we were friends in middle school and in high school, like the first couple of years that I moved, but she was always just, no matter where she went, she would always get attention. And I was, you know, the ugly friend, because she was my best friend, so we were together all the time. And I just remember coming home after school crying, and even like talking to her on the phone and telling her like, I don't know why nobody, you know, thinks I'm pretty, nobody's asking me out, because she would always, you know, get asked out, and like all the guys liked her, and I always like was crying and stuff because I didn't know why. And also that's when I started like disliking my features. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I hate my hair texture, I don't like my nose, my lips. Back then, you know, big lips wasn't a thing. Not that I have like huge lips, but you know, I have pretty like, you know, full lips, and back then like it was not a thing to have full lips like it is now. So I just remember like hating everything about myself and wishing that I looked like her, because that's what was attractive back then. And then fast forward to high school, I went to a predominantly white high school. Again, same thing. Like, black girls did not get spoken to in high school, you know, at that school. But if you were the acceptable black, like if you looked like a Lori Harvey, I keep saying Lori Harvey, but if you looked like her, or you kind of look like one of those people, like, is she, I don't really know what she is type of thing, you were deemed to get asked up. So I just remember it was just really annoying, and I remember just like it, I felt like I didn't understand what it was until looking back at it as an adult, because back then I was just like, okay, it's just because I'm ugly, you know, I'm ugly. If I, you know, do this, if I do that, then it'll be fine, it'll work, because I just have to fix myself. But I didn't understand it until now, looking back as an adult and thinking like, it's not because I was ugly, it was because we were wired to think that to be attractive you have to look like this, or you have to have these features. Even in the hair community, the natural hair community, why is it that someone with a looser hair texture gets more views than someone with a tight afro? Or why is it, even in the beauty influencer world, how many top influencers are black? So like, as black women, like, we just go through a lot of BS that other cultures don't. Like, and going back to high school with the predominantly white kids, like, I remember in high school I overheard this white guy, he was like, oh, he was asking his friend, what do you think about black women? Because maybe, you know, he was interested in black women or whatever. And his friend, his idiot friend, was like, oh, I've never seen a pretty black person. Name one black person that you have seen that's pretty at the school. And he's like, the only black person I've seen that's pretty is this girl, and she's mixed. And so that's when it kind of like dawned on me that, oh, okay, so, you know, and this was back, and when I was in high school, this was back in like 2010, 2009, 2011. So I'm like thinking like, that's not different from the narrative today. The narrative today is the same thing. If you look like me, darker, you have kinky hair, you're not viewed as pretty as someone who looks more racially like has European features. And it's not hating on those people that look like that. That's not, you know, they were just born that way or whatever. But it's just showing you that society is still, the narrative still hasn't changed. I kind of think it's the same. Like, it, to me, it's the same. Like, I just feel like it's not much different. And also with, as a black woman, like, you have to, I feel like in a professional setting, we have to act a certain way. We have to kind of mute ourselves and put ourselves down, which is something that really upsets me. For example, this is me, like, at work. Like, I'm a teacher, right? And I had a coworker who came to my classroom and slammed a book on my desk in my face while my students were there. So, I mean, I don't know, first of all, why she did that, but that's not the point. I went and I checked her. I went to her classroom by myself with no kids around, one-on-one, and I said, I think that is very unprofessional what you did. I didn't appreciate that. And of course she lied and said, I didn't do that. I placed the books, whatever. And she was a white woman. And I remember just going in there and I'm thinking, and then I remember like her demeanor was just so nasty, right? She's a rude person, whatever. So my thing is that had it been me who done that to somebody, it would have been a big deal. Okay, it would have been like, oh, she's aggressive, she's this and that, and mind you, because I confronted her, I was viewed as the aggressor. But then she started it with me by coming and slamming in the book in my face in front of the students. But I was looked at as the aggressor because I'm black. I feel like it's because I'm black. And so I did tell my principal about it. I told her, we had a meeting, whatever. The principal was no help. She didn't take care of it, whatever. She said it's not, she said that, you know, it's not personal, it's work, and okay, whatever. But my thing is that I just feel like if the roles had been reversed and I was the one who went in her classroom and did what she did, I would have probably gotten written up for it. And that's the truth. That's what I feel like would have happened. I would have gotten written up for it. And then mind you, on top of that, all her friends were like giving me dirty looks, whatever. And then her cousin in the copy room, she was making copies. I went in and she was using all the 3 copy machines. And so I go in and she's like, oh no, you can't use these because I'm using all 3. So I just walked out. And I guess it was loud, so I couldn't hear anything. So I didn't hear her calling me. So I just walk out and then she yells out, excuse me. I turn around and I said, and listen, because what I said to her, I said, please don't talk to me like that. What I really wanted to say to her was, who are you talking to like that? But I was like, you know what? I don't want to seem aggressive. I don't want these people to go and say that I'm being the aggressor, even though she was the aggressor in the situation, because her tone and the way she said, excuse me, to me was very rude. Like, so I said to her, please don't talk to me like that. And her face was like, oh, well, you were just, walking out the room. You're waving your hands. I was like, and I'm just like, I really wanted to check her and say, like, that's not how you talk to people. But I was like, you know what? These people, they already think I'm aggressive. They already have it like out for me. They already think this about me. So I'm like, let me not give them more to talk about. So I'm going to stop part 1 right here. And if you guys want to see part 2, just wait for it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post part 2 another day, but I'm going to stop part 1 right here.